You sound so good, 1980 Lincoln, on Thanksgiving Day. You sound so good. He likes it when you start him up every day. He likes it better than going 4 days disconnecting the negative terminal. Yeah. Now I'll cover you up and keep you warm, because it's like 34 degrees. Murky sky, but the sun is trying. The sun is trying so hard. These are my neighbors, the brothers and brothers-in-law. Bunny, Autobach, at the corner. They always bring me a Thanksgiving dinner, pack it all up. They do such a good job. This will be the 3rd year. I told them I'll be back at 4 p.m. She likes to go into these boxes and then she starts destroying them. And what she's really doing is trying to make a nest. So to keep her from destroying the box, you put a nice warm fluffy sweater in there, and then she's happy. And she stops destroying the box. And over here, this says People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Won't you take a quick, simple action to save an animal's life? I surely will. I'll send them money. People for the ethical treatment of animals. And where are they? Front Street, Norfolk, Virginia. Lisa Newkirk. MS Newkirk is her name. "501 Front Street." Every month we send them something. Norfolk, Virginia. I think this is about experimentation, agony on animals, cats and dogs, and others. Okay, and we'll put on the last purple heart stamp. Then we'll take this envelope and leave it in the laundromat or somewhere. See if somebody else won't help. Where are you going? I am going to a non-cruelty Thanksgiving dinner where they don't murder turkeys. Of 4 innocent turkeys, terrorized, agonized, and murdered, slaughtered, and then can you imagine eating such? Where is this place? It's a Seventh-day Adventist church in Livingston, New York, Columbia County, on Route 9, the Albany, New York. Manhattan Post Road, Route 9. Look at the poor son trying to give us. Look at that. Trying to give us some cheer on Thanksgiving Day. And this murky stuff. 9 days of clouds and no rain. Okay. Hear no evil. See no evil. Speak no evil. Think no evil and do no evil. Let's hear some inspiration here on our pilgrim's path. You and I are pilgrims, aren't we? And we're on our way to be selfless followers of God.
Got two filled up a couple hours ago, and I misplaced God one. I hope I can find it.
I did.
Well, what have you been doing? Well, I did telephone calls 95 to 100. There was 100 calls in that last cycle. 100 telephone calls. Out calls or in calls? Out calls. Doesn't count the in calls. And I fasted until 1:30 p.m. Fed the cats 2 or 3 times. Vegan cats. And they enjoyed it. Tidied the house, defrosted the refrigerator.
It's cold, folks. It's in the 30s.
Finished the courtesy copies of the organ concert for David Smith. Gratis. The 1980 Lincoln started up quickly and briskly. Exercise the body, make good. Yesterday, Sunday. Exercise the body for Saturday. Looks like I've got one more to do Monday today. I went a long time without meditation and without moving along the path.
Meditation is better than medication.
What day is it? Monday. It's a Sabbath. No, it isn't. Sunday is a Sabbath. Well, I didn't make it Sunday, so this is a make good. It's Monday. I finished the cycle. And there were 22 half hours in that cycle to put titles on. It took 2 days. What number are you on?
No traffic.
5,911. 55th program this month.
5,911 TV shows? Since when?
Because his mission was to lead people into the
1972.
path of enlightenment. Well, that's my mission too, folks. That's our mission, isn't it? You want to do that with me, don't you? Conquest of self before conquest of others. Did not remain in one place, and he left Kapila Vastu as he had left the monasteries established in Rajagaha and Savatthi. But he returned when he heard that his father was near death. The Blessed One went to him and taught him the way of complete enlightenment. That's what we need, folks. The way of complete enlightenment. And then we aren't afraid to die. No, we know how to die. The way of complete enlightenment. And King Kodana died and attained nirvana. What's nirvana? Oneness with God. When the king was gone, the queen, she who had been foster mother to Siddhartha, that's the Prince Buddha, decided that she would like to join the preaching order. She and Yasodhara, that would be Buddha's wife, who had already been refused, and a great many noble ladies, widows whose husbands had been killed in the war, went to the monastery where the Tathagata, that's the same as Siddhartha, the same as Buddha, the same as the Blessed One, where Tathagata was staying and petitioned for admission. But the master was firm in his refusal. The women returned home, but somewhat later they again assembled, donned ascetic robes, and cut their hair. With their begging bowls, they set out to walk distance to the monastery, although many of them had been accustomed be slaves. Leave elephants alone and free. Even their blessing, even their bleeding feet did not avail to change the master until Ananda interceded for them.
Put on his screwball seat.
Quote, are women then not competent to attain to sainthood? Question mark, unquote. Yes, and, quote, is the Buddha born into the world only for the benefit of men? Question mark, unquote. The Tathagata gave in. Well, for he could not deny the logic of Ananda's arguments or the sincerity and holiness of the applicants. He prophesied that the structure of the peoplehood would be weakened, but he laid down rigid regulations for the discipline of the nuns. The queen was the first among the women of the order to attain arahata, that is, the rapture of nirvana. Well, that was a turn for the good, wasn't it? When are we going to attain the rapture of nirvana? Well, we're coming. We work on it. We work on it steadily. And every time we do a session like this, we get closer. There goes a hungry cat. She really can't be hungry. She feeds you 3 or 4 times. For 40 years thereafter. So now he was, let's see, he was 27 when he left. Well, he's 29 when he left, and then there was 7 years. Makes him 36. Now he's 76. For 40 years thereafter, the Blessed One carried on the work of preaching to pilgrims. That's what we have to do, folks. Master it ourselves and then share it with others. Teaching the disciples and organizing the brotherhood, which is now a peoplehood, for continuing service and spreading the doctrine. The way of his life was this. He owns nothing except his robe and underclothing. His alms, bowl, his water strainer, his toothstick, his razor, and a needle. During a long season of fair weather, he was a wanderer with page 66. Without a home, sleeping at night in any proffered shelter or under a tree. Often he walked 20 miles a day, usually accompanied by or followed by groups of monks. He begged his meals. Frequently to enter the house of the charitable one. Then, when all had partaken of food, he spoke to the host and members of the household on spiritual and philosophic matters. We need more of that, folks. Coming home from the Center for Independent Living in Troy, Jacqueline and Glendora and Kathy and Kirk. It was all trivia. It was all second level. We should have been speaking of spiritual and philosophic matters. Also, yesterday with Kirk, very materialistic, going to a bazaar, St. Thomas in Church Town, and the Dutch Reformed Church in Clobrock, and getting a haircut. It was all second level, trivial. We should have been talking about spiritual and philosophical matters. In this way, he gained many converts. His modesty and simplicity were winning. And he stressed always that he wished no one to come to him except as he might help with counsel by throwing light upon the path. What are they saying? And he stressed always that he wished no one to come to him except as he might help with counsel by throwing light upon the path. What's that mean? Don't bother him with anything else? For, he said, every man, you know, Sheldon Cheney, you should know better. You know, it's not men who have walked with God, it's people who have walked with God. It's not every man, it's every person. Must liberate himself. Yes, folks, we must do that. Liberate ourselves from self. Liberate ourselves from evil. Hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. Do no evil and think no evil. It's great. We will be liberated. There is no Savior who can take upon himself another's burden of slavery to sense. Well, I guess he's saying that I cannot rid you of self, and you cannot rid me of self. You cannot take on that burden. I cannot take on that burden. You have to do it yourself. I have to do it myself. And it's a great liberation. It's a great feeling. Let's keep working on it. Get self out of the picture. There is no Savior who can take upon himself another's burden of slavery to sense, of impurity, a burden that can be cast off only by self-conquest. That's it. We gotta conquest ourselves. Conquer ourselves. Okay, that's page 64, and it's 3 p.m. on Make Good Sabbath, Monday, Thanksgiving week. Year 2010, Anno Domini. What are you going to do next? I have to make biscuits for the skunks tonight, and for myself and for the birds tomorrow morning. What are you going to put in your biscuits? I think I'll put cloves. Cloves. I'll try it anyway. I wished I had my rolling pin here. It's way over at the museum. And I would grind those cloves. Maybe I can use a bottle. Yeah, maybe. And what else is in the biscuits? 3 cups of flour, cup of oil, cup of water, teaspoon of salt, 3 level teaspoons of baking powder. That's all. that's enough. Nothing else is enough. That's the only thing that gives the body what it craves, nutrition. You're not hungry after that. No dessert? No. No candy? No. No margarine? No. No animal products? No. You lost weight. Your weight is way down, Marilyn Sheldon said last night after watching the YouTube and the documentary that Victoria made. Yes, it happens, folks. Your body gets into shape. No fat. No flab. So, the task has been named. Make biscuits, cook cereal. Eat. Throughout it all, it is your will, God, that these tasks be done. Throughout it all. Remain in your presence. No self. Continue in your presence. During this labor of the hands. During this endeavor. Fill our hearts as always. Amen. Well, it's 4 p.m. Have you counted your 15 blessings for 4 p.m.? Yes? While I was making the biscuits. Are the biscuits baking? They look lovely. What did you use up? I used up about a third of a jar of cloves, ground cloves. And the whole cloves, I can't figure out a way to grind them up. I don't think we have the tool for that. Or you can always put them back into the earth to nourish the soil. That's right. They're very good for toothaches. But we have oil of cloves for that. And is the cereal cooking? Yes. What? Cream of wheat. Putting anything in it? No. Just International Delight after it cooks. No raisins? No. But tomorrow we have to, because we've got to use up 2 boxes of raisins. Did you count pure thoughts while you did it? Yeah, it's 36. Page 66. People who have walked with God. Buddha Gautama. During the 3 months of the rainy season, he would stay at one or another of the monasteries, perhaps in the bamboo grove, at Rajagaha, or at Jetavana, or at shelters erected by pious kings and nobles in their gardens. There, after early rising and the usual purification, ablutions, purifications, purify the thought, purify the heart. He would retire into solitude for meditation. Oh, okay. We have to do that which will make us one with God, and that certainly helps. So, he did his morning fundamentals. Then he went into the sanctuary, the first thing, alone with God. During the morning, he would go to a nearby settlement, carrying his alms bowl, and beg his food. No, I don't eat out anymore. I don't eat in restaurants. The food isn't nutritious. It isn't what the body craves. It doesn't satisfy the body. The price is way over what it should be. You have to wait to be served. at home in this little kitchen and have the hot cereal with International Delight, the nut fruit shake. What is it made of? Pineapple juice, bananas, cashews, and oatmeal. Do you have it made for today? Yes, I make it up. It lasts about 2-3 days. There's enough to make it about 2 or 3 days. It's delicious. And the baked biscuits and the Triscuits and peanut butter and the raw nuts. What did you have today? Pecans. 5 pecan hearts. And the fresh fruit. What's it today? An apple. Maybe an orange. And then begged for his food. No. The rest of the day and evening he would spend with intervals of meditation and rest, speaking in the great hall of the monastery to pilgrims and discoursing to the disciples. That's good. Answering their questions, clarifying the doctrine, and sometimes resolving doubts and strengthening the always loose structure of the brotherhood, which we call now peoplehood. Cheney calls it men who have walked with God. It should be people who have walked with God. Buddha calls it the brotherhood. It should be the peoplehood. During the years of ministry, there were occasional enmities and jealousies, even quarrels and schisms. I don't think we want to read about that. No. I think we just skip that one. They claim the rules of failing to draw. No, we don't want to read about that. Evil. No evil. Think no evil, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. So they even plotting. No, I'm not even going to read it to you folks. Page 67, before we check the cereal and the biscuits. Religious teachers from whom the master attracted disciples became jealous of his success. No, I'm not going to read about that. No, I'm not going to read about that. Let me put a cross through that. I don't want to read about that ever. There, we crossed out 2 paragraphs. The Tathagata's response when the disciples urged him to take action against the envious ones who tried to hurt him was this. And it might be a quotation from Lao Tzu. Quote, hatred can be overcome only by non-hatred. That's right. Hatred can be overcome only by love. Unquote. At another time, he said regarding injuries, if a man shall do me wrong, I will offer in return my full love. You remember Christ? If anybody smites you on the left cheek, offer him the right cheek also. The greater the injury he attempts, the greater must be the good I offer in return. No question, quote unquote. No question. That's just right. Yep, that's just right. Say it again. The greater the injury he attempts, the greater must be the good I offer in return. See how this is just like Christ? I say again. This Gautama lived 5 centuries before Christ.